Hi everyone. Thanks a lot for attending to this talk. So I start use the Apache Iceberg, and my first observation is that it allow us to manage the technical debt. Uh, okay, my name is Charlie Clermont. I come from France, and I help company since 20 years around their data architecture. And I support Iceberg. In France, participated, I participate to promote this technology and the community around with meetups and uh, uh, white papers. Okay. Enfin, people who attend today, I will have some question for you. Did you manage some production solution where you want to change something and well, you said it's very difficult to manage to manage that, to change this aspect of our solution. Uh, so we call that technical debt. And many person in the computer science faces problem. You build something 5 years ago, and today you want to change something. You do not have all the technical aspect and why that person who build this solution do that, thing like that. And it's not a easy problem. So the idea of this talk is, did Apache Iceberg help us in the technical debt anticipation? Okay, when we start with Hadoop, we identify that it's a very coupled solution. You have the storage with the compute, with the metastore, and also the application layer, all was in the same monolith. And when people start um, to manage migration or try to upgrade their stack, their Hadoop stack, they have many difficulties, because if you want to have more storage, you will benefit many other computer resource. If you want to have more computer resource, you have more storage. And we also have some customer here in France that have Hadoop in place, and it's not so easy for them to imagine how they could have a new version of Hadoop. They have so many things that uh, implicate. So it's very difficult for them to manage such migration. And also with Hadoop, we also have a kind of vendor locking, because you locked in your solution, and it's not so easy. Um, we when we have that in mind, we also and we see how the project, how the Apache Iceberg grew. We identified that they already have of uh, this kind of thinking in their mind, where they build Iceberg. Some use case very interesting in that aspect, where companies choose to migrate to Iceberg for real benefits. For example, we have NetApp who have many a big Apache Hadoop um, distribution, and they migrate to Dremio. And the question is how they do that. It is so easy for them to migrate to this new solution. Okay, Julien Ledem, who is a committer to Apache Parquet, have a principle during many of his talk. He talked about the deconstruction of the database, and when we imagine or we understand his talk, we understand that Apache Iceberg is built on that aspect. And in fact, with the decoupling objective, we could imagine we do not have the vendor locking in the because we could change many things in our stack with this decoupling aspect. In Apache Iceberg, the architecture is very interesting because each layer is separate. We have 5 layers, and for example, the catalog we could manage. We could manage the catalog with Hive, with Glue, with Nessie or Polaris. You have various solutions that you could place in your stack to depending on your choice. For the metadata, who manage the time travel, the ACID, and avoid the S3 listing, we have this decoupling of the metadata that very interesting. You could choose your engine to query your data with Spark, Dremio, Twino, Flink, Presto, what you want in different language also, Python, Java, and finally your data also is in a separate layer, and you can choose Parquet or ORC, Avro if you want, and for the future Lens or Vortex for AI workload. For storage, we could manage ADLS or Google Cloud Storage, also on-prem with HDFS or MinIO. In Europe, we have OVH or Scaleway. All that aspect allow us to manage the technical debt because, in fact, when we will start our new stack with Apache Iceberg, we could manage, we could choose different solution for each layer, and in the future, if we want to leave one solution in a layer to another one, it's already something preview, something you could manage. So I will now propose different kind of migration. We start with the catalog migration, and what I want you keep in mind now is that we already have solution that allow you to manage that kind of migration. So if today there is already exist, so you, in the future, when you will want to manage your technical debt, you will also have this kind of tool to help you to avoid the prison in a technology. in a solution. So, for example, we have natural intelligence who migrate their metadata catalog, and they leave Hive to glue. And the objective was to do not have any downtime. So in the same way of natural intelligence, I propose here some way to manage this catalog migration. So, for example, imagine we have a Hive catalog and we want to migrate to a Nessie. It's something we could already done because Nessie proposed some tool to organize that migration. And doing this migration could also be done in a double one. So you could have your old catalog and the new one, and you will decide when you leave the old one for the new one. And you could also note that we do not move the data or copy the data. The data live in the storage. Here we only migrate the catalog aspect, the catalog layer. Another proposition for migration and is a storage migration. So you could leave one storage for another one. Here, an example is DB Cargo, so a Dutch band company who manage train. They have many data, and they leave their on-prem warehouse or on-prem lake to AWS S3. In the same way, in the same idea, here we also have some tool. Here I choose the Minayo client, but we also have a tool like S5 CMD, who will help you to copy. Here it's the copy way to copy your data from one storage to another one. So it's very interesting, and you also have the ability to test your catalog before you validate definitely the solution. You will leave a synchronization between the two storage, and when all will be okay, you will stop using your old storage to the new one. So it's very beautiful with Apache Iceberg, the ability to manage this technical debt during all the life of your platform. Another example is the engine migration. So Iceberg was created with the proposition of various engine on the same data. Here, Shopify make a migration from Hive to Twino, and the question could be is, okay, that's okay. They change their engine, but here we talk about SQL, and we know that we have various dialects, each dialect for each engine. So how could we manage this kind of migration? An idea is to use SQL Glot. SQL Glot is a solution that transpile your SQL to another to an engine to another one. So here I have a query from Redshift, And the idea is to migrate this query to Dremio. Dremio is based on Presto. So the idea is to manage this transpilation of your old SQL from your old engine to a new one. SQL Glot could help you to manage around 70% of your SQL query. So if you have, for the other queries that do not migrate with SQL Glot, in fact, you will be able to concentrate you on these 30% of queries that could not be migrated automatically with SQL Glot. So here another aspect of the management of the technical debt. If you want to change engine, you could. With a new version of Iceberg, we could manage more easy this technical debt management. In fact, we have the variant type who will help us a lot, and to have the flexibility of data like Mongo. Or we also have the expression transformation with a new kind of format like lens or vortex. In fact, we will manage other kind of workload. We think about AI workload, and for here we also observe as Apache Iceberg will help us to embrace new workload and manage this technical debt, because we could have more and more kind of workload. So your platform will be in evolution, and do not stop in a version you have to maintain without perspective. Okay, so we arrive at the end of the talk. So the takeaway for this talk. One thing is very interesting with Apache Iceberg is architectural decoupling. So 5 layer, independent layer, where each layer could be where we could be manage the migration of each layer. Apache Iceberg is open standard, and we have many different vendors that propose to query or manage with Iceberg, and different kind of catalog with different value proposition. And we also have today different tools that help us to manage the migration between the different proposition we have for each layer. And today the Iceberg continue to evaluate with notably the vector type and the variant type. Okay, so my talk is now I have explained you my proposition